Them jeans is tight. Gotta lose some weight. Tight jeans. Not comfortable. Not comfortable. All right, guys, out for a ruck. As you can see, I'm headed off into the woods here. Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests. It's kind of hard to read backwards, but anyhow, out to get some exercise, and I'll probably report in during this ruck and then at the end and tie it together. And you're watching it in my vlog right now on basically 1 week from my last Go Ruck Journey vlog. Let's get into it. Okay, I've dropped down to just my t-shirt because that sweatshirt was too hot. So if any of you guys are thinking about rucking, but you're like, I'm skeptical that it's really gonna get my, I mean, you can hear me, I'm huffing and puffing a little bit here at least. Is it gonna get my cardio level up? Is it gonna really make me work? I've been going, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes-ish, and I'm definitely, I'm warm enough to be just in a t-shirt, and it is like toward the end of February here. It's a nice day, but still it's definitely, you're gonna get a workout with the ruck. I got 30 pounds on my back. Let's keep going. Besides the obvious health benefits to your body, getting out and rucking in the woods especially, I find soul filling. So it's been about half an hour. I've hiked out into the woods. I'm going to be turning and heading back now to the car, and I just want to share some things I've been thinking, and it feels providential how all these things have come together. Earlier today I was listening to a podcast from The Art of Manliness. I don't know if you're familiar with their website, blog, YouTube channel, podcast, really good stuff. Brett McKay is the guy in charge over there. Really like his thinking and his approach to a lot of different things. So anyhow, in the podcast I was listening to, Susan Neiman was the woman he was interviewing, and the concept was why growing up is a subversive act. And the idea was that kind of society as a whole tries to continue to dumb us down, and she used the example of when you have a little kid and you want to get them away from something that's going to hurt them or that's going to cause them trouble, or you know, not going to let you finish the cup of coffee you have, you kind of distract them. And she said she lives overseas, and I guess she came back to the States. She was in Mississippi, I think, and she was saying at the gas station there were TVs there, and she was like, it's like society as a whole doesn't want to let us be with our own thoughts for a minute. And I find that interesting because I'm out here in the woods in the quiet and just thinking and processing, praying and pondering life. And yeah, so you know, health has a lot of different levels, and we're going to talk about this in the future in the Everyday Tactical Vids worldview videos that I'm putting together. But my challenge, my encouragement to you is, do you have times where you get away and just get quiet, you know, to ponder, to reflect, to pray about, to think about the big questions of life? Does God exist? Why am I here? What's the meaning of my life? What's the purpose of my life? What's my legacy going to be? You can't live in that place always, but if you don't ever slow down to get into that place and think, you're running a million miles an hour and you may be getting nowhere. You know, there's that old line about the guy who climbed the corporate ladder and then found out that the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. So don't be that person. My encouragement to you is work time into your weekly schedule to just have quiet. You know, this idea of rest, Sabbath, reflection, slowing down. A lot of people don't have the freedom in their schedule to do it, but once a month I take a full day, and I leave the office. It's a work day for me, but I leave the office and I spend half the day kind of praying, reflecting, journaling about my own life, and then I spend the other half of the day praying, reflecting, journaling about church life. You know, what are the next initiatives we think we should be pressing into, what's going to help people grow spiritually, etc. And then on that first half of the day, just praying and talking to God and journaling, and then sharing with my wife and people I trust after, you know, here's what I thought about today. What do you think about this? What areas of my life do you see that need to change, grow? You know, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, things like that. So anyhow, like I said, I'm about to head back. I'll show you some of the beautiful footage here of where I'm hanging out in the New Hampshire woods. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully those thoughts will stir up some thinking for you, and let's continue on with the journey. Look at that, just cool, just beautiful, beautiful. I do want to share something a little bit funny. So when I made the last vlog about my Go Ruck journey, it was right after I pushed my car out of the snow, and I knew I was going to be sore. And every day of the week, like it's been like the soreness creep. So it was like my back, then it was my lats, then it was my like hamstrings, and it's Saturday now, and that was Monday, and so almost a week later, and I'm still definitely feeling it. So with the weight on my back and the soreness, definitely want to stretch a lot at the end of today's ruck. Hey, you see, there's the shimmer and shine. Whew, hot, but ruck complete. All right, guys, so you saw that ruck out in the woods. I also did 2 other rucks. Shorter ones, a little bit less weight. My back has been bothering me this week because of, as I mentioned in last week's video, pushing my car out of the snow. And fortunately, no like spinal or structural issues, just muscle pain. So, but I'm at 227.2. I believe I was at 228.6 last week. So I'm down about 1.5 pounds, 1.4 pounds, which isn't amazing, but it's good. It's definitely progress. It's moving in the right direction. And, you know, just a couple insights that I'll share with you this week. Starting to see, you know, where different areas or habits, you know, other times of the day when I find exercise is easier to do, harder to do. I definitely, for me, I'm a morning exercise or a nighttime exercise person. So like when everybody's in bed, it's 10 o'clock at night and I go to the gym or something like that, that works for me. Or getting up early in the morning and going for a ruck. Any other time from that, I don't find, I'm not as motivated to do it. So that's one thing. Second thing is, just seeing, you know, habits, eating habits and things like that. One thing, my wife's personal trainer, who I've worked with as well, she recommended doing a stretch of like a 12-hour fast. So if you eat at 6 at night, don't eat till 6 in the morning the next day. And that certainly helps when I do that. And it just, you know, it's good motivation. It's a good challenge because I don't go to bed till maybe 10 or 11 o'clock. So that's, you know, or maybe 10 o'clock usually-ish. So that's another 4 hours after eating dinner that you're like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, but I'm not going to eat, or just not to snack, just to snack for snack's sake, if you know what I'm saying. And let me think. I guess the last thing I'll say is thanks for being on the journey, because there's definitely motivation to be like, all right, bro, in a week you're going to be shooting another video. You got to let people know where you're at. So that's good for me, rather than just being like, you know, kind of being my own accountability or whatever. And yeah, so appreciate you guys being on the journey. Down 1.4 pounds, and we'll continue on. So that's the plan. I think Saturday I'm going to spend a lot of time out in the woods hiking and such. So that'll be good. And I may bring the ruck, the actual Go Ruck rucksack, or I may just bring a ton of gear because I've got some videos to shoot and just to get out in the woods anyhow. So we'll see. All right, stay tuned. Next week we'll be putting out the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.